When I was in nursery school, my teacher went around the classroom asking us what we wanted to be when we grew up. Of course, we had a couple of doctors, policemen, nurses, astronauts, 2 dinosaurs, yes, 2 dinosaurs, and a Spice Girl. Then my turn came around. So little Ssanyu stood up, proudly puffed out her chest, and declared that when I grow up, I would like to change the world. All the giggles and sniggling that took place at the back of the classroom. This was my first experience of being othered for dreaming big. Undeterred, I continued plotting and planning my world revolution. But I began to realize that I felt very happy and peaceful when I would paint and draw, put on makeup. I used to host talent shows and fashion shows on my parents' massive bed, and even convinced my little brother to join me in my creative escapades. As you can see, he wasn't too impressed. The point is, planning all these things took a lot of critical thinking, effective communication, strategic thinking. These things were not that easy. Fast forward through to my primary and high school years, where I still happened to find myself involved in the creative arts. I was part of major productions, talent shows, I was part of a dance crew. I met my first mentor, who was my art teacher, that actually happens to be here today. I fell head over heels for shows like So You Think You Can Dance, Extreme Home Makeover, and America's Next Top Model. Tyra Banks taught me how to smile. Thanks, Tyra. But the point is, I loved watching how creatives were able to dream big as they believed, understood, invented, listened for feedback, and delivered. I loved watching how those solutions came alive before us as being relevant, client-focused, and of course, human-centered. I've been intrigued by how human-centered design is a problem-solving approach that focuses on including the user in every single step of the process. It's used in designing products and services in various fields from management to engineering. The goal of human-centered design is to design solutions that better cater for the needs of its user. Human-centered design is basically a creative superpower. So I knew, and I always knew that I wanted to change the world. But my plan was a little fuzzy. So I continued to pursue the creative arts. I had the privilege of attending design school for my undergrad, and it was there where I met the powerful combination of design thinking and human-centered design. It was like a light bulb moment. Design thinking is the way designers think and work when creating their ideas. It involves their thoughts, strategies, and practical steps during the design process. It also includes the knowledge about how people think when dealing with design problems. Imagine how powerful I felt when I realized that you could use creative thinking to solve everyday problems. I realized that I actually could change the world. The only problem was that I had no idea with regards to how I could practically apply creative thinking within my creative pursuits. So during university, I decided to challenge myself and apply this creative thinking in some of my creative endeavors. I decided to do this in my local community church. I went beyond just designing and creating aesthetically pleasing things and went into designing curricula for drama, plays, pageants, camp programs that were aimed at informing, educating, empowering, connecting, and fostering healing. This marked the beginning of my purpose-driven journey in the design field. Fast forward again to my final year in university, where I experienced my design existential life crisis. Because I realized that, one, I was not exposed to a Pan-African-centered curriculum, and also realized that we didn't have, or upcoming African creatives did not have a space or a platform to showcase their work. And as a result, the African Collective was born. The African Collective was born out of frustration, because I realized that as upcoming creatives, we did not have enough representation, we all had desire for connection, and we needed a space to showcase our work. So I decided to design the African Collective, a platform that connects, showcases, and celebrates the work of upcoming African creatives. While designing the African Collective, I bumped into something called designing for social impact, and then realized that the rest of the world was obsessed with human-centered design, designing for social impact, and then came back to us and saw that Africa was lagging behind. I was very frustrated because I began to see and notice that Africa was faced with so many problems like equitable education and access to clean water, and wondered why we weren't using creative thinking to solve these issues. So I decided to make designing for social impact my mantra. After designing the African Collective, I ventured into design education with the aim and the dream of educating and informing creatives about the power of creative thinking and how they too can contribute to the social economic development of the African continent. You may be asking why. Because I believe that design thinking can change the continent. Design thinking can empower people who best know their challenges to be part of creating their solutions. It's used to also empower people to believe and understand that they too play an intrinsic part in solving their problems. So this year, the Creative Arts Department, alongside the Student Enterprise Blank, hosted the first Pan-African Creative Youth Festival. We named it Umuzi. Umuzi means your home. Our aim was to create a home for all the creatives. We not only hosted the inaugural event, but decided to establish a vibrant creative community within the campus, right here at the African Leadership Academy. Our aim as a department was to empower creatives and get them to understand that they are important, that they could contribute to the social economic development of the continent. Through design thinking, my students were challenged with the idea, or were briefed, to create a festival that purely catered for the needs of their user. We had a lot of fun. I'm proud to announce now that 49% of our student body at the African Leadership Academy is involved in the arts. I'm extremely proud to announce that we will be hosting our first ever creative leadership camp in July. Our aim is to build a space for creatives with state-of-the-art facilities and curricula, allowing our students to create tangible solutions. I would like you to know that the essence of the African Leadership Creative Arts Department was born in 2017 when I built the African Collective. I would like to confirm that dreams do come true. There's a quote that says, "Write the vision down, make it plain, that he who reads it may run with it." Dear educators and institutions, I implore you to stretch beyond the confines of traditional curriculum, to dream bigger, embrace innovation, and recognize the untapped potential of your students. Consider the profound impact your very students could have in their local communities. focus on equipping our creatives with the right skills, tools, mindsets needed to address opportunities and challenges within their local context. Teach them how to adapt entrepreneurial spirit in their creative pursuits, allowing them to raise funds and manage their finances. And emphasize